Om Prithvi Shantirantariksha Shantir Dyau Shantir Disha Shantiravantara Disha Shantiragni Shantir Vayu Shantiraditya Shantish Chandrama Shantir Nakshatrani Shantirapa Shantiroshadaya Shantir Vanaspataya Shantir Gau Shantiraja Shantirashva Shantif Purusha Shantir Brahma Shantir Brahmana Shantir Shantireva Shanti Shantirame Astu Shantihi. May there be peace on earth and in the sky. May there be peace in the water and in all directions. May there be peace in the plants, in the trees, and in animals. May there be peace in the hearts of all beings. May there be peace in everyone and in everything. Sarvetra sukhinas santu, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, sarvastaratu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyatu, sarvas sadbuddhimapnotu, sarvas sarvatra nandatu. May all be happy and healthy. May all see what is good, and may no one experience misery. May all overcome their obstacles and acquire good tendencies. May people everywhere find joy and fulfillment.
Good morning. I will read a couple of passages from the book Sri Sharada Devi and Her Divine Play by Swami Chaitanya. Holy Mother as a householder. As God is neither a monk nor a householder, so Holy Mother was neither a nun nor a householder. She represented both ideals. The most vital things needed to make family life joyful are mutual love and respect, patience and forbearance, detachment and devotion to work, adjustment and forgiveness, selflessness and sympathy, joyfulness and spirituality. These 12 qualities are essential for a happy home. The mother upheld her household with these qualities, so wherever she lived, peace and joy prevailed. Holy Mother made people her own with her divine love, compassion, and sweet words. One day at Jairambati, someone used harsh words when speaking to Surabala. At this, the mother remarked, "One should not hurt others, even with words. One must not speak an unpleasant truth if it is not necessary. By indulging in rude words, one's nature becomes rude. One's sensitivity is lost if one has no control over one's speech." The master used to say that one should not ask a lame person how he became lame. Swami Ishanananda recalled, one morning in Jairambati, while mother was rubbing her body with oil, someone was sweeping the courtyard. After the work was done, this person threw the broomstick aside. At this, the mother said, "What is this? You have thrown away the broomstick with such disrespect when the work is done. It takes the same amount of time to put it gently in a corner as it does to throw it aside. One should not trifle with a thing, though it may be very insignificant. If you respect a thing, the thing also respects you. Will you not again need that broomstick? Besides, it is also a part of this family. From that standpoint also, it deserves to be treated with respect. Even a broomstick should be treated with respect. One should perform even an insignificant task with respect." Swami Saradeshananda wrote, "Every year at the proper time, the mother arranged to have the annual necessities such as rice, pulses, molasses, and other things brought from the market when they were at the cheapest rate. Again, before the rainy season, Mother arranged to collect firewood for cooking and to repair doors and windows, the mud walls, and the thatched roof. She kept an eye on every little thing. She could not bear any waste. She asked her attendants to collect cow dung and dry the paddies in the sun to use for fuel. When parcels came from Calcutta and other places, she asked that the boxes and wrapping papers be saved for use later. The peelings from vegetables and fruits and the foamy water from boiled rice were given to the cows. Leftover rice and dal were given to beggars or the cows. The saying, waste not, want not, is very true. The less we waste, the less we lack in the future. The volume of food wasted in the Western countries could feed all the poor people of the world. Love and compassion. Without love and compassion, human beings are like beasts. These two noble qualities make life smooth and joyful. They exist in every human heart to differing degrees. That person is great whose love and compassion are focused on others. Through love and compassion, one can get rid of selfishness, which is a sin. Jesus taught his disciples to love their neighbors and treat others like the Good Samaritan who rescued a wounded man by the side of the road. Buddha, Ramakrishna, and other great teachers taught their followers to love and serve people with their hearts and souls. Holy Mother was the embodiment of love and compassion, and these qualities were manifested in all her actions and dealings with people. Although Holy Mother followed the social customs of her time, she did not approve of all of them. For example, Orthodox Hindu widows of Bengal led a very austere life during Holy Mother's lifetime. They ate one strict vegetarian meal a day, fasted, shaved their heads, did not put oil on their bodies, wore a plain white sari, and so on. Holy Mother herself did not follow such strict rules. After the Master's passing away, she ate vegetarian food and wore a plain white sari with a thin red border, and she did not shave her head. Once, when the Master was still alive, Yogin Ma took her widowed aunt to Dakshineshwar. It was an Ekadashi day, and she was fasting, taking neither food nor water. She had fasted the previous day also. When this elderly woman arrived to the Naabat, she was gasping and could not stand erect. The mother held her and asked, "Shall I give you a little sherbet?" The woman refused, saying she was fasting. After a while, the mother and Yogin Ma took her to the Master's room. While going up the steps, she almost fell. Immediately, the Master came forward and held out his hand to her. The Master asked, "Why is she gasping?" Yogin Ma explained the situation. Then the Master said to Holy Mother, "Why did you not give her a little sherbet?" The mother replied that she had offered it, but the widow refused to take it. The Master then took some sugar from his shelf, mixed it with some Ganges water, and said to the woman, "Please drink." She looked at the Master's face and then drank without another word. She said gratefully, "Father, my heart is cool now." Ramakrishna and Holy Mother never encouraged the mortification of the flesh. One cannot concentrate on God if one suffers from hunger pangs. The Master said, "Religion is not possible on an empty stomach." Holy Mother also said, "First calm your body with food and drink, and then call on God." This is a very practical teaching. Holy Mother had a soft corner in her heart for the poor and downtrodden people of society. Kshirodbala Roy recalled, "One day a woman vendor came to Udbodhan to sell blankets. She wanted 1 rupee 4 annas for one blanket. Nalini began to bargain with her and offer 1 rupee. After a while, the mother said to Nalini, "Why are you haggling so long for 4 annas? Shame on you. This poor woman carries her merchandise on her head and moves from door to door to earn a little money, and you are detaining her for such a long time. Moreover, you don't need a blanket, still you want to buy one. It would be better to buy one for her," gesturing to Kshirodbala, "as she sleeps only on a blanket, and she has only one. She is content with only 1 blanket and never asks anything from anyone." Kshirodbala was touched by the mother's compassion and also amazed at how the mother kept track of her needs. Love is the cement that connects human hearts. A loveless life is dull, dreary, boring and tiresome, heavy and burdensome, painful and unpleasant. Holy Mother taught a young girl who had given her family a great deal of trouble how to love. Mukul Mala, a granddaughter of Bhavanath Chattopadhyay, regularly came to Udbodhan house with her parents, and the mother always gave her plenty of sweets to eat. The mother initiated her when she was 9 years old. Once, when Holy Mother was about to leave for Jairambati, she said to the girl, "Darling, you have been visiting me for a long time. Do you love me?" "Yes, I love you very much," said the girl. "How much?" The girl stretched her arms as wide as she could and said, "That much." Holy Mother asked, "Will you still love me when I am away at Jairambati?" "Yes, I will love you just the same. I shall not forget you," said the girl. "How shall I know it?" Mother asked. "What should I do to make you know?" "I shall be sure of your love for me if you can love everyone at your home," Mother said. "All right, I will love all of them. I will not be naughty anymore," the girl said. That's very good, but how shall I know you will love everyone equally and not some more or less? Mother asked. The girl asked, What should I do to love everyone equally? Mother said, Let me tell you how to love everyone equally. Do not demand anything of those you love. If you make demands, some will give you more and some less. In that case, you will love more those who give you more, and less those who give you less. Thus, your love will not be the same for all. You will not be able to love everyone impartially. The girl promised to love everyone without demanding anything in return. Her family reported that from that time forward, her behavior was exemplary.
Good morning, friends. This reading is taken from a Catholic author who was born in a village named Kempen in Germany in the year 1379. Thomas à Kempis joined a monastery in the Netherlands at the age of 19 and was ordained to the priesthood at 33. He spent his long life in study and prayer. His best-known work, originally written in Latin, is The Imitation of Christ. I'll read from an English translation, and there's also a Bengali translation of the first 6 chapters by Swami Vivekananda. On the teaching of truth. Happy the man who is instructed by truth itself, not by signs and passing words, but as it is in itself. Our own conjectures and observations often mislead us, and we discover little. Of what value are lengthy controversies on deep and obscure matters, when it is not by our knowledge of such things that we shall at length be judged? It is supreme folly to neglect things that are useful and vital, and to deliberately turn to curious and harmful things. Truly, we have eyes and see not. For what concern to us are such things as genera and species? Those to whom the eternal word speaks are delivered from uncertainty. From one word proceed all things, and all things tell of him. It is he, the author of all things, who speaks to us. Without him, no one can understand or judge aright. But the man to whom all things are one, who refers everything to one, and who sees everything as in one, is enabled to remain steadfast in heart and abide at peace with God. O God, living truth, unite me to yourself in everlasting love. Often I am wearied by all I read and hear, and you alone is all that I desire and long for. Therefore, let all teachers keep silence, and let all creation be still before you. Do you, O Lord, speak alone. The more closely a man is united to you in pure simplicity, the more varied and profound the matters which he understands without effort, for he receives light and understanding from heaven. A pure, simple, and stable man, however busy and occupied, does not become distracted thereby, for he does all things to the glory of God and strives to preserve himself free from all self-seeking. And what harms and hinders you more than the undisciplined passions of your own heart? A good and devout man firstly sets in order in his mind whatever tasks he has in hand, and never allows them to lead him into occasions of sin, but humbly subjects them to the dictates of a sound judgment. Who has a fiercer struggle than he who strives to conquer himself? Yet this must be our chief concern, to conquer self, and by daily growing stronger than self, to advance in holiness. All perfection in this life is accompanied by a measure of imperfection, and all our knowledge contains an element of obscurity. A humble knowledge of oneself is a surer road to God than a deep searching of the sciences. Yet learning itself is not to be blamed, nor is the simple knowledge of anything whatsoever to be despised. For true learning is good in itself and ordained by God. But a good conscience and a holy life are always to be preferred. But because many are more eager to acquire much learning than to live well, they often go astray and bear little or no fruit. If only such people were as diligent in the uprooting of vices and planting of virtues as they are in the debating of problems, there would not be so many evils and scandals among the people, nor such laxity in communities. At the day of judgment, we shall not be asked what we have read, but what we have done. Not how eloquently we have spoken, but how holily we have lived. Tell me, where are now all those masters and doctors whom you knew so well in their lifetimes, in the full flower of their learning? Other men now sit in their seats, and they are hardly ever called to mind. In their lifetime they seemed of great account, but now no one speaks of them. Oh, how swiftly the glory of the world passes away. On purity of mind and simplicity of purpose. There are two wings that raise a man above earthly things: simplicity and purity. Simplicity must inspire his purpose, and purity his affection. Simplicity reaches out after God. Purity discovers and enjoys him. No good deed will prove an obstacle to you if you are inwardly free from uncontrolled desires. And if you are free from uncontrolled desires and seek nothing but the will of God and the good of your neighbor, you will enjoy this inner freedom. If your heart be right, then every created thing will become for you a mirror of life and a book of holy teaching. For there is nothing created so small and mean that it does not reflect the goodness of God.
Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirma Yeti Rudrayate Dakshinam Mukham Tenamam Pahi Nityam. May the Divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the Divine Consciousness fill our hearts and protect us. So this is the last Antar Yoga for this year, and this time it has gotten sandwiched between two major events that we have at the Vedanta Center. Last week we had the birthday celebration of Sri Sharda Devi, and then this Wednesday we will be celebrating Christmas Eve here. And so the two readings that we had today from the teachings of Holy Mother and the teachings that spring from the life and words of Jesus, they both inspire us, and we seen from our own lives that these teachings that come to us from so many different directions, from these great luminaries, beyond inspiration, they also guide us about what we should be doing in life. And depending on what we do and how we do those things, we are being shaped and reshaped. We are changing day by day. The doing affects the being. We may not sometimes realize it on a day to day basis. It's like no matter how insulated your windows are, if you have a desk and every day a very small layer of dust is settling on it. But on a daily basis, if you have cleaned the desk today, next day you might think it's still clean. But you leave it like that for a week or a month, and then that layer of dust becomes visible. But the important thing is it's not as if it happens only after a week or a month. It's been happening every day. But because these changes are minor or at least not visible to our eye, we don't notice it. And that we can see in the people that we meet in our lives as well. Those people whom we meet kind of very often, regularly, clearly, members of our own family and our close friends, we may think even after months or years, oh, they are still the same person that they were. But that's because we're just kind of meeting them more often and not able to notice the subtle changes that are occurring in them. Or sometimes it does happen that you meet someone you knew after a long gap, after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years maybe, and then it suddenly hits you how much this person has changed. And while that's a relatively common experience, what is not so common is to recognize within that 10 or 15 years that this other person has changed. This person, me, has changed too. But somehow we don't tend to look at the changes that are occurring within us, partly because oftentimes we don't meet ourselves very often. And the reason for that is, while it is so easy to objectify the world around us, look at the things, judge them, evaluate them, it's not so easy to kind of turn the focus within us and to evaluate this person. And so while we might think that we know ourselves better than we perhaps know other people, the contrary may be true. And therefore, periodically looking at ourselves makes a big difference. Because if we don't look at ourselves, the connection between doing and being that I mentioned before, everything that we do, the words that we speak, the actions that we do, the way we do our work, and so on, each of those things is shaping us in a small little way. And so on a daily basis, we may not even recognize it. And that's why I've often recommended that it's good to take at least a periodic self-evaluation, self-appraisal, to compare ourselves with how we are now to how we were a year ago or 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Because that's the only way we will know what kind of changes are occurring within. Just as the world is changing, the people around us are changing, we are changing as well. And so change is something we cannot stop. But what we can have control over is in which direction the change is going. Am I becoming a better person day by day, or I was a better person 5 years ago than I am now? If that's the case, something is not right. Something needs to change. So as we approach the close of end of this year and beginning of new year, and it's been tradition to make new year resolutions. Many people have just given up making them, finding that it doesn't change anything. But if at all you are into making resolutions, uh, oftentimes our resolutions are filled with things we are going to do, and which is good. But it's alongside resolving about this is what I want to do, to keep in mind that what I'm doing is also going to affect my being. And so, the, if are the words that I speak filled with peace and love and contentment, because that would not only affect those people with whom I share those words, but they are going to affect me as well. When I speak, how much of anger or how much of any of these emotions, positive or negative, are there in my talk, in my actions, in my looks, all of those things are going to affect the people around us, but it's also going to affect us. So, what each one of us is today at this very moment is a resultant of all the thoughts we have thought in the past, all the words that we have spoken, all the actions that we have done. That's who we are. But this is it's not like carved in stone. Whatever we are now, there is no guarantee that this is exactly how we will remain in the future. And in that sense, it's a good thing that there is this fluidity, that if there is certain thing in me that I notice that which is not that great, I have the chance, I have the opportunity to change it. If there is something in me that I find that it is good, it's nice feeling to know that this is nice, good things in me. But let us not be too complacent to think that if that's always going to be with me, because I can lose it. And so it's helpful to know what our strengths and our weaknesses are. Every person has it. Everyone has strengths, everyone has certain weaknesses. But if we can identify them correctly, then if we are making resolutions or if we are thinking about planning for the future, then it becomes a little bit easy. If I know what my strengths are, if I know what my weaknesses are, then all that I need to do is to make right choices. That going forward, what I do should preserve the strengths that I already have and remove my weaknesses one by one. In that, the one of the readings from the Imitation of Christ that was we did earlier today, in one place in that same book, the author Thomas A. Kempis says that if we are able to identify some of our weaknesses, some of the faults that we have, and even if we decide, I'm going to eliminate this one fault in the next year, even if we eliminate one fault per year, we will be much better human beings at the end of it. But of course, we can probably try to do more than one if we can. But that's the only way transformation can occur. Our spiritual progress will not be judged by what we are doing and how much we are doing. Because ultimately, what will make all the difference is what that doing is making to my being, who I am as a person. All the things that we have done will have value only to the extent it has made me the kind of person I want to be. It's made me the kind of person Jesus says an ideal human being should be, or what Holy Mother said an ideal human being should be. And that's why when we look at these great texts and these great teachings, and then if they resonate with us, and taking these teachings to heart would mean that I should then internalize them to the extent it should make me a better person, an ideal person. That's the only way spiritual progress is judged. Yes, there are these great visions that can come, a deep absorption, samadhi can occur, and that will happen. But before all that happens, I must make sure that my thoughts, words, and actions are making me a better person. And whether I'm becoming better or not, let's not outsource that to what other people think of me. Just as our judgment about other people can be oftentimes wrong, other people's judgment about us can also be wrong. So the best person to judge our own selves is our own selves. But the self-judging is tough. A, a little bit of the reduction of the ego is necessary. Extremely egoistic people are bad. They're very good at judging other people, and their judgments are always wrong. And then they can't judge themselves. So a little bit of humility, a little bit of ego reduction is important to have a correct and a good self-appraisal. Because only a person who has a clearer understanding of themselves, they have a chance to progress in spiritual life. And these are the kind of things we learn from the insights that come to us from reading the books and the lives of Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda. So that's my prayer, that as this year comes to a close and we look to a new year, that we will pay as much attention not only to the things that we are doing, but what kind of a person those things are making each one of us. Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhur Muhu.